Hi guys, how you doing? This is Misty with How Creative Creations. I'm here today. We're going to make this Halloween Jack stick pony to celebrate my favorite holiday, Halloween. First things first, we have to draw out the pattern on the fabric. Mark the eyes and cut off the excess. I don't know about you guys, but Halloween is my favorite holiday. What about you? What's your favorite holiday? Comment below in the comments. Halloween's my favorite holiday, but it's also my birthday. I've seen on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and even TikTok people talking about, oh, this year Halloween gonna be a full moon. That's always a bad thing. Not as far as I'm concerned. 45 years ago, there was a full moon on Halloween, and as far as I'm concerned, it was awesome. So, I don't know. I don't think Halloween's a bad thing. I'm a Christian, and I celebrate Halloween. My kids still get dressed up, and they go to the trunk or treats and trick or treating. We still have fun with it. Kind of how I celebrate my birthday. Always has been. When I was little, my mom, even though we didn't have a whole lot of money, but they're the greatest birthdays. She would decorate outside, handmade decorations, or Kmart decorations, because back in that day we didn't have dollar store, but we had Kmart and TG and Y and Gibson's. But she took a Kmart decoration that was a skeleton, and she made pin the clothes on the skeleton instead of pin the tail on the donkey for my birthday party. Every year I was the Wicked Witch of the West, and I had the absolute worst speech impediment. And we lived in a teeny tiny town. Everybody knew who we were. So everybody asked every year until I was 8 years old, "What are you dressed as, Misty? What are you this year?" I was always the Wicked Witch of the West, which with my speech impediment made it the Wicked Bitch of the West. My mom had a sense of humor. But one year, I guess it was about 10, we had my birthday party a week before Halloween. And we still lived in that tiny town. We had everybody dress up in their Halloween costumes. Party. And everybody brought their pumpkins. Because back then, it was either a pillowcase or the plastic pumpkin. You were highfalutin if you had the plastic pumpkin. So, we all got dressed up. And we went around. We called it treating or tricking instead of trick-or-treating. My mom filled everybody's pumpkin pillowcase up with candy. Mostly Tootsie Rolls, because that was the cheap stuff. And we went knocking on doors in the afternoon on a Saturday, week before Halloween, and we handed out candy to everybody. Right? Awesome stuff. So, of course, my 16th birthday, we didn't have a big party on my birthday because it snowed on Halloween. In Texas, where I've seen snow a handful of times in my life, an inch shuts down the state. There were snow drifts. Really tall, deep snow drifts. So, my birthday party ended up being in December because of the weather. But that's okay. Still. It was Nightmare Before Christmas Party before there was such a thing. The movie had come out by then. So, but it was fun. I loved it. When I was a kid, I got pennies a lot in my pumpkin. They knew it was my birthday. In that little town, still got caramel apples and popcorn balls. Oh, those were delicious. Do y'all remember those? Nobody does them anymore. I used to make caramel apple with the kids. Maybe I'll make popcorn balls. Maybe we should make popcorn balls this year. Maybe for my birthday cake, I ought to make a cake my mom made a couple of times. It was called a popcorn cake. It was a giant popcorn ball in a bundt pan. It had like M&Ms and marshmallows and like the colored marshmallows, you know what I'm talking about? Had all kinds of goodies in it. I think I might have to make that for. I think that ought to be my birthday cake. What do y'all think? Remember as an adult when me and the boys made an awesome birthday cake. Just sheet cake, but we decorated it. We made Rice Krispie treat tombstones and crunched up Oreos for the dirt on their graves, and made a moon with a witch in it. Which, back to the whole Wicked Witch of the West thing. It says, when I die, if I die first, he's going to have a funeral, and he's going to have them, as they're lowering me in the grave, he's going to have them play Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. I'm not mad. So, I don't know. I just love Halloween. I don't know what I'm going to do in a few years when Sophie gets too big to trick or treat or anything, because I'm going to miss it. What are some stories y'all have about Halloween? I guess it's time for us to start thinking about costumes. Hey, I could go as a Tudor princess. I already have a dress. And it'll be warm enough. Or the dress will be warm enough. I have a feeling it's going to be a cold Halloween this year. Sophie has some like goth clown punk rock thing going on. Neighbors are home. I don't know if y'all can hear their music, but I can. So we got all the way up to the point where we're pinning on the ears. And we're sewing them on, and we sew them twice. And y'all don't think I resent or have any bad feelings about my mom dressing me up as Wicked Witch of the West and me saying it that way. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. My kids love to tell the story too. Even though they're not allowed to say that word. They'll say, all of Mama's W's turned into B's. And then it is kind of funny to watch people's minds like click to what I actually said. Like one time, I still have trouble sometimes saying certain combinations of things and letter combinations. I have to really, really concentrate to say the word Fuddruckers and to say it correctly. Well, one time I was 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. And my mom could do a great vampire. Like the vampire you see on the Bugs Bunny cartoons. She could do an awesome one of those. And she would do it in the kind of German, Eastern European accent. I tried to copy her. I can't do that. Speech impediment reared its ugly head, and I thought my mom was going to drive off the road. She's laughing so hard. And that's a word you just don't say. I went to suck your blood. Suck did not sound like suck. Well, it sounded like it. It rhymed with it. It had a whole other letter for the first letter, though. I swear my mother laughed so hard. Oh my goodness. I mean, she just giggled and guffawed. She thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And I knew what that word was. And I just knew I was about to get smacked. And I was just deer in the headlights because I just screwed up and said the F word. My mom thought it was funny. The more embarrassed and shocked I was, the worse she giggled. Oh. I guess since I'm turning 45 this year, I guess I ought to do something fun. I didn't do anything big for my 30th birthday, my 21st birthday. I didn't do anything fun for my 40th. Maybe I ought to do something fun for 45. What do y'all think? Here we are sewing up the end, and I just knotted it off and pivoted and going back the other way to do the second stitching on this. Y'all wonder why I do voiceovers and I don't just talk to you while I'm doing these? Well, about this time, I saw my hands a little bit before this disappear for a minute. That's because John called me. I just kept right on stitching. I'm carrying on a conversation with him. I think that's where I hung up. I just carried on a conversation with him. Keep going. Kids walk in. This morning when I was working on something else, which is a whole nother video, I had to stop what I was doing and come check on everything because it sounded like one of the cats jumped in a cabinet and pulled everything out of the cabinet. Not quite, but yeah, I had a naughty kitty. To which we put her in the kennel, and that little kitten, the deaf one, the one that we call Gizmo, unless she's eating, then she's a gremlin. Gizmo has figured out and can actually do it. She gets out of the kennel. She can actually unlock it. I call it a kennel, but it's a cat carrier. It's kind of a timeout. Y'all know how to do the little squeeze from the top and bottom and it opens? Kitten. 3-4 months old. She's a tiny little thing still for her age. She can open that door. She can unlock it, open that door, and let herself out. Then I have mazed. Matthew and Sophie were both here, and they're both mazed. Oh my goodness. She was put in the kennel as a timeout for being where she wasn't supposed to, because she's not supposed to be on my kitchen counters. She's on my kitchen counters, knocked some stuff over. It sounded like World War III had done hit my kitchen. So, I guess we can't use the kennel for her anymore. Y'all, this cat is diabolically, I mean, absolutely diabolically evil genius level genius. She's deaf as a doorknob. But we have taught her sign language. She know we sign no at her because it's the only way we can tell her. Can't get her attention, but I mean, once we got her attention, we can tell her no. And boy, talk about, I have never seen a cat more food aggressive than this little thing. That's why we call her a gremlin. You put food in front of her and she backs the dog down. She backs the old cat that all the other cats are scared of down. I'll tell you the truth, I'm scared to reach over and grab the bowl from her. I'm afraid I'm going to pull back a bloody nub. She growls and sounds like Satan, and as soon as she's done eating, and she got this round fat tummy, and she waddles across the floor, she'll waddle across the floor, climb up in your lap, and go to sleep, just as cute as can be. So she's back to Gizmo at that point. I guess today I've just talked about everything but what I'm actually doing to make it. And Andy, when you're watching this later down the road, because I'm not going to put it out until the middle of October, you just called me and I shady bet you, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to record something here. I'll call you back when I'm done. Bestie, right? Well, she's all done. I just found the little knobby at the end of the stick and gluing her head on. And then she's done. I think I'd give her a haircut after this. Give her a trim. The ends were ragged. That's the end of the skein of yarn. Well, here she is all finished. I guess it's he, I named him Halloween Jack, huh? Got all the jack-o'-lanterns, orange hair, and orange eyes. Oh, isn't it wonderful? I love it. This is some of my favorite Halloween fabric. Now, I got it on clearance. I bought a ton of it years ago. I just thought it was the bee's knees. Of course, I like Halloween fabric. Look at the ears. One ear perked. Anyways. Yeah, after we move, I don't know where I'm going to do my filming. I like that shed out there. It looks like a old barn. I miss that. Anyways, y'all give me a like,